let's throw it low and hard. Oh, is it gonna hit their car? Hey, I'm Phil. I work as a bartender at Tuttletown Spirits for Hudson Whiskey, and I have my friend Will. We are going to be testing out some holes today that we have planned to make a disc golf course on the Tuttletown Spirits property. It's about 34 acres of property in total, and we're only using a good third of it. So there's a lot to be used, and I have a feeling it's gonna bring a lot of people in. It's a really good just property in general. It's really pretty, and then there's a lot of things that people don't see when they get here. So it's gonna be nice to at least utilize a lot of the property that is not quite utilized just yet.
How many holes are we thinking?
I'd like to start with 9 first, because starting with the front 9 and just having a front 9 in general is a good way to test things and see how they're working. But eventually, 18 is the ideal goal.
Yeah, so what are you thinking for hole 1 here?
Definitely a long par 3, maybe a par 4. There's a beautiful, typical rock down there. And I think it's a really gorgeous hole 1. Plus it sits on a rock. Who doesn't like having a little tricky tricky pin on top of a rock? It's always fun.
All right, I'm throwing the strike on this one, and I'm just gonna try to throw it straight at the basket, see how far I can get it. Wow, my fingertips feel awful. There we go. All right. That was a little short. All right. It is an uphill shot. Like it looks flat, but you feel the uphill once you start throwing. Yeah. I'm interested to see once I get out to my furthest disc, like how close I actually am.
So I'm gonna go similar. I'm gonna be throwing the same disc that he threw last. I'm gonna be throwing my T-Bird. Last time I threw this, I threw a mid-range that was really flippy and it flipped way over. But hopefully, we'll see what happens. It's so much further than you think. Like, it really is. This is gonna be an eagle. This is a little more overstable. Sometimes you can get some good distance on it. Nope. It's too high. I was thinking about the hill too much. That's what happened. All right, Annex. This is a distance driver, so I gotta push it a little harder. Again, if my finger doesn't fall off. My finger fell off. This is like a very long, I mean, honestly, like if we push it back like another 10 feet, then it would be like kind of like a par 4, because this is a pushing shot. All right, last drive. Also, my finger's totally gonna fall off later. It's a beast. Let's throw it low and hard. Oh, is it gonna hit their car? No. I mean, it was good. Yeah. Sick.
All right, so what are your thoughts after seeing my throws, yours?
I like it. I think it's definitely like a farther tee shot than you think from back here. I think when I measured it out on a map, at least, it comes out to be about 340 feet, but then again, it's also coming up uphill.
Anyways, we're gonna have our civilian take a shot now, so that on every hole we'll have our civilian take a shot, so we could see what it would look like if a Tuttletown tourist just wanted to pick up and play, how hard it would be for them, which is a great idea.
Which is,
actually.
yeah.
Thanks to our civilian for that idea. And then we'll move on and see how we're actually gonna finish the hole.
I'm throwing the Leopard 3 fairway driver. About over 300 feet, you said?
Probably.
Okay. All right, and my skill level is I've played less than 10 times. The water is a factor.
How do you feel about that hole so far?
I feel like it could be possible for a par 3, but we'll see once we're out there. Maybe par 4 with decent putting, bad putting.
All right, so I'm at my furthest disc here. I ended up a little bit right. I'm definitely further from the basket than I thought I was gonna be. And so now I'm seeing that as a par 3, I could definitely f this up. But we were just discussing if it should be a par 3 or a par 4 that you can kind of birdie. Either way, for now, I'm gonna try to approach to the basket with my mid-range and see if I can make this par. Oh no. Okay, so this is the perfect example. That's gonna be a really far putt. Yeah, it's gonna be a really far putt.
Will does not throw as far as me. Definitely can rock my socks on a lot of courses. But I did have a little bit more distance than him. My first shot, honestly, could be like a jump putt for, if this was playing as a par 4, this would be an eagle. But again, varying skill levels. We had our civilian go behind the trees. We had a more advanced player who does not throw far as far, and definitely came a little bit short. Me with a lot of distance, I still have the, possibility of messing this up. I think this is a par 3. I think I'm overthinking it. Yeah, all right. But what to throw? See, now, this would also be tricky too, but fun tricky because of the rock. Also, come on, it looks pretty up top of the rock. Okay, I gotta throw. Yes. I hope so.
Yeah, so I ended up short. So now I've got a long putt, and this is the exact kind of thing I was talking about with the par 3. It might be a tricky par 3 for most. So let's give it a try. All right. It ain't nothing special, but it's honest work.
All right, we're close enough here. So there we go. We got par. We got bogey. And I believe the civilian can make her putt for a double bogey.
I believe you could also.
So would you like the mic?
Pressure's on. Let's see.
All right, so we're at hole 2. Phil is pulling out the map to give us an idea of where we're playing here and what the distance might be like.
Okay. Maps are very fun. So essentially, 1 inch equals 60 feet. And we teed off around this area. Now we've got, let's do 60 feet. 60 feet, so 120, 180, 220, math, 280, 300 feet, or yeah, 300 feet, around 300 feet for hole 1. You know, it would be cool if they made a disc that also played music. Hey, you want to get into business? So this one's also tricky because I'm a devious man. Because this tree sits at a low ceiling. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's very fun. Now let's see if I can see the basket from here. Okay, so you do have a line of sight to the basket from here. You probably would also have a line of sight to the basket from the pin of hole 1. And I guess all that's left to do is throw, right? So ideally, I'd like this to have a little bit of like a left to right drift. So I'm gonna throw this on like pretty heavy of an angle. As much as I like this microphone, I will be moving it over just a teensy bit. Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. That's like ideally what I'd like. I feel like I don't really have to throw another one, but yes, it is. It is like I've like been dreaming about this in my dreams. So we mentioned before, forehands are tough, but I'm gonna try to be throwing like a pushing flex forehand with this disc, and hopefully it works, right? Yeah, right? Yeah. Nope. See, but that's the thing. It's like you want a hazard. You can still get out of there and you can still, hopefully, make par. But honestly, that is an ideal reason for those reeds to be there. It's a danger. It's a danger to an easier shot for some people. Throwing a forehand is easier for some people than throwing a backhand turnover. So even if I had a backhand turnover and I kind of messed it up a little bit, I could be fading out early to the left, and I would have danger of one being in the water, but also being closer to that line over there and be hard for par. If I'm throwing a flex forehand, I have those reeds in the way. If I even throw a backhand turnover, I still have those reeds in the way if I throw it too low. But now we'll give it to Will. So.
Yeah, no, that was a perfect example of both shots. You shot a perfect backhand, and then now you've got a not perfect forehand that we can look at. Yeah, this ceiling of trees is not awesome, but at the same time, it's great because it makes it so you can't just try to shoot straight over it. I'm also gonna go for that backhand turnover. Makes it sound like a pastry. All right, so that didn't finish quite as much toward the basket as Phil's did, but I did get it to hold that turn a bit. And for shits and giggles, I'll also try a forehand. Turns out I forehand. Thanks. All right, now we'll have our civilian take her shot.
Oh God, I missed. Let's go fishing. So I don't know if this might be a little moist in here in the summertime, but this is kind of fun. Oh, this definitely gets all swampy. Oh, there's gonna be missing discs in here, that's for sure. You know, it kind of smells good in here. I don't know what the smell is, but okay, this is not ideal. Oh, let's go. I feel like a big scary monster is gonna come out and eat me. Okay, where's the basket? Where did I put it? There's so many. Oh, I see it now. Thank you. You know, just to spite my bad forehand, I'm gonna forehand out of this. That was pretty good.
All right, so my first shot was awesome, actually. Did a lot better than I thought it would. I have a straight shot at the basket. And yeah, I'm gonna shoot at it. All right, that's a layup. Yeah, if I wasn't borrowing this one, maybe. All right, that was a good 3. That was a fun one. And, it does feel nice. I've never seen a disc with a textured bottom.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, you have a really interesting collection of discs.
Oh. All right. So this is where my first tee landed, which was great. Let's see what happens here. Dang. Nope. All right, so we're yet to birdie this course. All right. Last first 2 holes. So I like this one a lot. As soon as I kind of like saw like the top-down view of how this part of the property looks, I was like, this would be a great backhand turnover. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving me a preview to the future course, and hopefully we have to do some more of this and
I hope so.
make a series out of this.
That would be very fun.
Yeah. And then people can watch the series and then come play and pay.
Could be a good time. Could be a good time. Thank you to the civilian too for giving the actual average disc golfer experience as well.
And thank you to Hudson Whiskey for, of course, employing him and allowing us to come out here and do this, and for believing in disc golf.
Yeah, seriously, thank you to my employers for giving me the go-ahead to come here early and just kind of check out the site and just actually make something like this happen. So, thank you. Yeah.